Welcome again, friends. Now let me talk about how we can use intent as a message passing object, and what are the differences between the explicit intents and the implicit intent. So let me start. So here you can see we have an application, and when I type here the username as a Girish and password as a 1 2 3 and 4 5 6, and when I press this login, it will open me a new activity with a text view that says the welcome Girish. This is my username and the password is 1 2 3 4 5 6. So this is an example in which we are passing a message from one activity to another activity. You can also do the same in case of services or in case of broadcast receiver. But let me talk about it. This is very simple, my friend. You can send a message by using the method available in intent. Okay, that method name is put extra. So put extra is basically a kind of a map where you can send a value in a format of key and value pair. If you look out here in this two argument, the first argument says a string. The first argument will always be a string, and second is a value that you need to pass. Here the first argument is a key and the second one is the value. So not only you can send a string, you can also send a different types of primitive data types. Like you can, when you use a put extra, you can see you can send integer value, byte value, char value, long value, float value, int value. So you can send anything. You can also send a one complete object by using the parsable. So I will show you how later on. I will show you how you can use a parsable to send a complete object. But this is very simple. You can use this intent dot put extra and you can send a value. So in order to receive this value, we know the welcome activity or any activity, whenever you try to open, all these activities comes because of intents. So when you move from one activity to another activity, that is from the Android activity, the main activity to welcome activity. So welcome activity is open because of a reason. The reason why? Because you press a button in the main activity. So that's why what we are doing actually in the main activity, while we press a button, we are sending an intent. So what you can do, you can collect this intent here by calling a method named getIntent. So this will something like it will create a clone of the last intent, and here the intent object is received. And we know the intent object is coming with the two values that you put extra. So to set a value, so we are using a put with in a format of key and value pair. So if you want to receive a value, my friend, you can simply call the intent.getStringExtra to retrieve the string value. Similarly, if you are dealing with the boolean value, you can use intent.getBooleanExtra. Same thing with the float. You can see the float extra. Same thing with the double extra. So whatever the value, that whatever the message that you're trying to send it from the main activity or from one activity to another activity, remember the type. So if this is a string, you need to use here the getStringExtra. If it's a boolean, you need to use the getBooleanExtra. So this way you can retrieve this value, my friend, and here you can see the username and password. And simply what you can do out here, you can just create a new string and show them as an output that look like here. So my friend, this is basically an example of the explicit intent, because you can see here in this line of code, we are typing the source and destination class manually. You can also use the action string like this, where you can create your own action string and you can give this particular action string to any application. So if they want to invoke the welcome activity, they can use this string in Android manifest. So here you can see out here, if I put this string here in Android manifest action, okay, you can see out here, this is the welcome activity and I'm using action with this particular string. This is my string. Okay, and you need to use a default. Default means this is the default activity. It doesn't come with any kind of browser type of activities, or it doesn't come with any type of calculator type of activities. This is just a default activity. Okay, so when you run this application, now this activity is going to be invoked by the operating system. System will decide, system will search for within all the applications available in your device, and in any application, if there is this type of a string defined inside the manifest.xml file, it will invoke that particular application activity. Now, if in any application, suppose in your device you are having more than two applications that is using this external string, so it will give you an options, okay, from which activity, which applications activity you want to open, because system found two application with the same strings. So this is very simple, my friend. I hope you understand, because whenever you try to open a browser, if in your device you're having more than two browser, you will get options that says, okay, did you which browser you want to use to open this particular URL. So this is an implicit intent, and the first one is the explicit intent. So if I run this application, you will get the same desired output. You can see out here. Let me open it. All right, so here you can see, if I type here and 1 2 3 4 5 and 6, and you can see this time I'm using here the implicit intent. Okay, so when I log in it, you will get the same output. So thanks for watching this tutorial, my friend. Later on we will talk about in the next lesson we will talk about how you can use share intent. Bye bye, take care.